Hello everyone. Welcome back again to the Arsenal the Gunners, so make sure that you subscribe. Let's get started. The sun was setting over North London when excitement reached its highest point. The Emirates Stadium, usually quiet on weekday evenings unless a match was being played, was buzzing with life. Crowds of Arsenal supporters lined the roads outside the ground, flares in red and white filling the air with smoke, chants echoing across Holloway Road. They weren't there for a game. They were there to welcome two new arrivals, players who were expected to change the direction of Arsenal's season and perhaps even the club's future. That evening, Rodrigo Goes and Piero Hincapié touched down in London and made their way to the Emirates to complete their official unveiling. Arsenal fans had grown used to big stories in recent years under Mikel Arteta, but this felt different. This felt like a statement of intent. The Gunners weren't just adding squad depth, they were signing proven talents, young yet experienced, players who had already showcased their ability on the biggest stages in world football. For weeks, speculation had swirled around Rodrigo's future at Real Madrid. Despite his status as one of Brazil's brightest talents, the arrival of new attackers at the Bernabeu had created uncertainty over his role. Arsenal, always on the lookout for a player who could bring pace, flair, and versatility to their front line, moved quickly. Negotiations were long and intense, but Edu Gaspar, Arsenal's sporting director, worked tirelessly behind the scenes. When Rodrigo finally stepped out of the car at the Emirates, greeted by cheers and waving scarves, the cameras captured the moment Arsenal fans had dreamed about, a Brazilian star choosing the red of Arsenal. For Arteta, Rodrigo represented more than just a winger. He was a game changer. Able to play on either flank, or even as a second striker, his ability to glide past defenders, his sharp finishing, and his composure in big matches made him an ideal fit for Arsenal's fluid attacking system. Inside the stadium, as Rodrigo toured the dressing room, he paused at the shirt hanging with his name and number. It wasn't just another transfer for him, it was an opportunity to step out of the shadows and become the focal point of a project. "I want to bring joy to these fans," he told Arsenal's media team. "I've seen what this club is building, and I want to be part of its story." If Rodrigo was the glamorous signing, Piero Hincapié was the equally crucial reinforcement. Arsenal had been linked with a central defender all summer, someone who could cover both at left center-back and left-back, bringing balance and competition to a defense that had been stretched during last season's run-in. Hincapié, just 22 years old, had already proven himself in the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen and with the Ecuadorian national team. Tall, composed, aggressive in duels, and excellent at carrying the ball out of defense, Hincapié embodied the modern defender. When he arrived at the Emirates later that evening, he was met with slightly less fanfare than Rodrigo. But Arsenal fans who knew their football understood just how important his signing was. For Arteta, Hincapié was more than a backup. He was a player capable of pushing Gabriel Magalhães for a starting spot, of filling in when Oleksandr Zinchenko's fitness became uncertain, and of adding an extra layer of resilience to a team that wanted to compete on all fronts. To win titles, you need a squad with depth and versatility, Arteta explained in his press conference. Piero gives us exactly that. He's young, hungry, and has already shown he can perform at the highest level. The unveiling ceremony inside the Emirates was electric. Supporters who had waited hours outside the stadium were finally allowed in, the stadium lights dimming before spotlights revealed the two players holding their new Arsenal shirts aloft. Rodrigo's smile was wide, almost disbelieving at the passion of the fans who had already composed songs for him. Hincapié, usually reserved, raised his fist to the crowd, acknowledging the chants of "Piero, Piero." Chants of "North London forever" rang around as Arsenal's new stars spoke briefly. Rodrigo promised goals and creativity. Hincapié pledged hard work and commitment. Both admitted they had been impressed by Arteta's vision for the future. "This is a young, ambitious team," Rodrigo said. "You can feel the energy around the club. I want to write history here." The arrival of both players in one evening sent a message across the Premier League. Arsenal weren't just challengers, they were here to dominate. With Rodrigo joining a front line that already included Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Martinelli, Arsenal suddenly had one of the most dynamic attacking quartets in Europe. Rodrigo's ability to combine with Saka on the opposite wing or interchange with Jesus meant defenses would have no easy answers.